We are not a machine shop, nor are we a tool shop. We are a professional, and I'll say manufacturing, engineering, processing business. Yeah, we make parts. We do it because we're vertically integrated, because we believe that this gives us control of the whole project. We are building sophisticated automation. Doesn't mean I have to make all the parts, but we do put it together. We concept it, and that's the engineering, that's the IP, that has big value. And we finish it and put it together. If we can farm out some of the work in the middle, making parts, we do that.
Yeah.
But if we need to control quality and delivery, we can make everything in-house. For a small company, we're vertically integrated in that we design it, we machine the parts, we weld them together, we assemble this, we paint it, we plumb it, and wire it.
Wow.
That's unique for somebody our size. What we see is that in the future, and it's probably here now, companies like us are going to shrink to just a few people and a lot of sophisticated machining systems and making parts, and maybe run all night where a guy runs 3 machines. Very efficient. And then the other side of our size will be we got to grow. We got to be 50, 100. We got to be a big company, so we have the muscle to financially handle big jobs that very few people can handle.
Right.
So we are handling smaller jobs than most people can handle, and now, and that'll be a growth pattern to gain customers, and then we will automatically be big as the medium-sized guys.
I was just talking to a guy the other day. He had an idea. The problem that he had was he couldn't find a tool shop that would do his one or two offs for a prototype.
Everybody
turned him away.
That's right. Nobody, and that's kind of a stretch.
Yeah.
Knows and understands design for manufacturing. You read about it in the magazine, they really don't know, because now the designers have never made a part. They rely on the computer to tell them what to do.
Right.
Well, the computer doesn't tell you if you can make the thing. It
Right.
just says I can draw, but you can't make it. Maybe it's too weak. Maybe there's a different way to join this. The computer doesn't show you or tell you to weld this corner or to screw it together. Hence, I think our leg up is that we make the parts, so we see them, so we're better off to tell you, well, design it this way. And really, the customer doesn't care.
Yeah.
He just wants his stuff.
Yeah.
And I see we are at the junction whereby the major companies, and that could be General Motors, GE, Honda, Toyota, you name it, all the big guys are struggling with how to get things done. The biggest impediment in industry is execution, to get it done.
Yeah.
Computers isn't going to tell you how to do that.
Right.
There is a gap that is too wide for skilled trades. And skilled trades are tool makers, welders, riggers, all of that stuff. Getting your hands dirty.
Yeah.
They don't do that. All the young engineers know how to operate a computer. They've never done the whole integration.
Yeah. Yeah.
The young guys that are out of school that can design and also go out on the floor and assemble and install are rare. Not enough of them around, so we fill that gap. We will make one or we'll make multiples.
Yeah.
So we're at our crossroads as well, beefing up the 1 and 2, which would be custom machines or prototypes, which that goes to our model shop for our trade show industries.
Nice.
So we have that skill here. And then if you want 1,000 parts a day, you will come to places like us to have automation built. Well, why don't we build our own automation for ourselves instead of giving you the idea how to do it? Because you really just want your parts. Then we'll make your parts. So this is the separation in our company whereby we're beefing up design, machines, automation as a product line. Those people can also make prototype parts. And the automation guys can design machines for us to make your parts and get you into business quicker.
That's good. So, the other day you were telling me about old world craftsmanship. How does that relate to 2020? because everybody wants the newest, they want the greatest, the fastest, the most electronics, AI, blah blah blah.
Yes.
But you were telling me about old world craftsmanship and how that really sets you apart from other tool shops.
It's very simple. It basically is, how do you get something done? All the steps going through to get it done. The computer doesn't tell you. So you can have all the good computer graphics, AI, do everything, strength of materials, you name it.
Yeah.
But in the end, somebody has to put that together. And the computer isn't going to do that. Maybe the computer will design all the parts. Who's going to put it together? That's the missing link. That's what's the old world craftsmanship. Now, the old world craftsmanship using modern technologies is exactly what you said. AI, strength of materials, better, faster designs where, even a small company like us can design something, put it together on the computer and make it work and find out, well, gee, does this thing work or not? Well, that's powerful as heck.
Yeah.
It does not supplant a person on the floors of my place or your place putting this thing together and making it all work. You put the shaft in first, you put the bearing in first, all these little idiosyncrasies about building a machine.
Yeah.
Now, the full circle is now there are young kids that are looking for a job that's high-tech but yet use their hands. They're the kids that we're looking for. They're hot rod kids or farm boys or whatever. They know how to put stuff together. And maybe they don't want to run the computer, but they know how to run the computer. We have it
right.
here.
Yeah.
So this is a huge bridge. I acknowledge that. I hope my competitors may not. But we know, and the people that work here know, that they are the bridge between the old world craftsmanship and new world technologies.
Yeah. So, walk me through this. My boss has just told me that we need to have a new machine. We need to have a new part. So I'm Googling, trying to find someone who can help me design and build this tool, this part. I'm Googling around. How do I find you? What am I looking for? Because a lot if my boss told me to find someone, I wouldn't know what to look for in a manufacturing tool and die type place. So it educate me. Why should I select adaptive, and what am I looking for when I'm comparing different tool shops to produce my product?
With us, what we would have to say is that we do daily prototype parts.
Yeah.
Now, prototypes could be a tool for you to make them, or it could be your part. And I think that's critical. Embedded in that is design for manufacturing. Since we make parts here, we're decent at designing it so you can make it.
Oh, okay.
Because we're next to the guy on the floor making the parts.
So I have the idea, so
Yes,
I can bring
yes,
it to you.
yes.
And you have staff designers who can develop
yes.
that in what? AutoCAD, SolidWorks, what
Well,
do
we'd use SolidWorks 3D.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's what we have here, and that's
Sure.
the latest. Our SolidWorks packages are also not only CAM or CAD, but they're CAM. So that our programmers on the floor that are going to make this part with computer-operated machines can use and better transfer quickly and accurately the CAD drawing of the machine into CAM, which is the language of my computer machines. So less chance for error that way, converting a drawing into the code to machine the part.
Makes sense.
It's a well-worn phrase. We would use it here, design for manufacturing, but we acknowledge that because we're making the part. So we understand we have to tie together design to manufacturing. Here, automation. That you have to automate because you can't get people anymore, not enough people. People are transient. They don't learn the job, so you got to have high tech. You have automation. So anybody can run the job. And within automation, you know exactly how long it's going to take every part, and you know the quality. The quality is based on the tool, not the person.
So let me drill down on this automation thing. So in the past, if I needed a part, I would create, you would create a die, and I would have a person that would hit a button to make this part,
That's correct.
and they'd have to hit that button 1,000 times a
That's
day.
correct. That's correct.
Automation, how does that change that?
Well, you have just talked about semi-automation
Okay.
or low-end automation because somebody has to put the part in the machine before it hits the button.
Yeah.
So in stamping or injection molding, it takes a large die to instantly make the part. Machining, little longer.
Yeah.
So it's a wide field for automation. However, for press and molding, you would have equipment, robots or conveyors or automation, load the steel or the plastic into the machine. Then you hit the button, the machine's made.
Nice.
The parts are made.
Yeah.
So, and then you got to take them away.
Sure.
Then maybe after molding or welding, you put 2 or 3 parts together, glue them together, screw them together, weld them together, and that can be done with automation simply as it comes off of the press where you're molding the part or welding it. So it's a cell. You got to think of the whole cell. You got to think of the part. What happens before you hit the button?
Mm-hmm.
What happens after you hit the button?
Gotcha.
And that's the whole automation picture. Then you got one guy doing the work of 3 machines.
Yeah.
And every machine is hopefully the same if you maintain it, so your quality will be good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why do we do that, Dayton? Why do we know that? Dayton, at one time, was the 4th largest concentration of tool makers and tooling manufacturers in the country.
Wow.
And all that was courtesy of General Motors'
Sure.
work in town.
Yeah.
There are still people left in Dayton. Now, there are older fellas that know how to do automation. We can still find the people. Nothing. No computer, no machine will ever replace a person.
Right.
And bear in mind that everything you touch today or ever have touched, paper, pencil, car, shoes, all came from a tool maker. Somebody had to think about a concept and build a tool to make a die or a part or stamp out your soles of your shoes or assemble the windshield in your car.
Yeah.
That's a dying breed. So what we have to do is take the young guys that can run computers that are interested in making something, and the older fellas that made it by hand without a computer drawing, they scratch it out on the back of a napkin. That's really my concept of where we live in old world craftsmanship and new world technology. Tooling. They all fall, side note of our tooling and our machines are keeping in mind ergonomics. So we're using ergonomics, which is something we can design. We can use a computer to design our package. Hence, our ergonomic product line of workbenches that move up and down and have fixtures on them. So all this ties together. The bottom line still is old world craftsmanship with new world technology.
How important is quality?
I would say, there are 3 things we have to offer.
Yeah.
Price, delivery, and quality. It's always a horse race, which is more important. If you got to run your line at night, delivery is important. But if you're going to ship it in the morning, quality is important. So now where's price fit in? Yeah, it's important, but probably not as much. For us and most manufacturers, instead of making 1 million parts a year, you're only making 100,000. The product mix, where there's cars, baseball hats, computers, the mix is lower volume, higher mix. So you have to have really flexible systems that you're changing over. To do that, you got to change it fast.
Right.
So that's quality is embedded in your tooling and fixturing. The odd man out's price. And it's always going to be that way. Nobody wants to pay too much. But they will pay for quality and delivery if you're fair priced.